assembly required, but listeners' discretion is advised. Sit back, enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe or follow. Now, let's not keep you waiting. It's time to welcome your hosts of TNT Podcast, Tara and Tina.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of TNT Podcast with your host, the beautiful Tina, and myself, Tara. You can follow us on Instagram at TNT Podcast Show or on Twitter at T_N_podcast. We don't normally do these back-to-back shows because we had a show last week, but that's just how, this show worked out. We're going to go back into the Performance Shop series, and we're really excited about our next guests, the two Tims. So these two cool cats know all about Hellcat power, and they're definitely legends in their own right. So let's introduce our guests to the show, Mr. Tim Barth and Mr. Tim Holmberg.
How you doing?
Hi, guys.
I don't have a cool cigarette. That was way cool. Nice plan, Tim.
Always one.
Right?
Awesome. Thanks for joining us, guys. We're really happy you could join us tonight.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Now, you two guys are friends, obviously.
Yes.
How did that all come about? How did you guys develop this friendship?
He stalked me, and I accepted it.
I believe it. Everybody stalks Tim Barth.
Yeah.
There it is. If you want abuse,
everyone.
Yeah.
If you want to be abused, come on in.
Yep.
Bring it.
Tim actually reached out to us. I don't know 3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
Whenever 4 years ago,
we were tuning my Green Demon.
Yeah, to tune for him, and he's about 6 hours from us. And the friendship just developed over time. I got to a point in time where I was just overwhelmed with cars. And one weekend he just shows up, and he shows up for like 5 weekends in a row helping me get cars done. And it went from a business relationship to, now he's one of my best friends. So
awesome. So
and he paid me too. So he paid me to say that.
And he paid you to say that, right? Yeah, that's what it's doing.
That helps.
Hey, guys got to have one friend.
Right?
Yeah.
Even if you have to pay for him.
Yeah, no, not all of them. I have a small circle, and as you guys know, that's the way to be. So
yeah, I think as you get older, that circle gets a bit smaller, doesn't it?
Yeah. That's exactly how we met. It was I was looking. I left the Demon stock for 1 year and went out and tried doing some things, and I think we went 980s with it the fastest, and then I got bored with it pretty quick and said, let's start looking for somebody. And Tim was the closest tuner out of all the guys, and they're all good. It was I think it was between him and AJ was in New York, so I said, well, I'll give Tim a try. And and of course, first time working with him, we're on the dyno with it, and the car is giving us nothing but problems, where he's like, what in the world is going on? This should be like 3 pulls and we're done, and we're 2 days into it, but we figured it out. So some corrupt email file stuff, but
okay.
Yeah, but
and
it went from there, so.
Mr. Barth, you're in Georgia now. You were in Illinois.
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Yes,
And Mr. Holmberg, you're in Minnesota.
There's fat Tim in the skinny.
Yeah, what happened to your name? You should have kept that.
You changed it.
Trying to be a little professional.
Yeah. And you're in Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm in Minnesota. Minnesota.
Okay.
A.
A. Mr. Barth, have you always been into cars? I mean, I have heard that prior to the Hellcat platform, you were working on Mustangs. That was kind of your thing before you came over.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I think we went into business in 2000. The Mustangs started out in my garage, and then we grew it to one of the largest Mustang shops in the country.
That's awesome. What was it called?
It's Modular Powerhouse.
Modular Powerhouse.
Yes. We're actually bringing the name back now that we're back in Georgia. We'll start that's going to be a separate division. We just got a new building. We open up October 1st.
Okay.
So we'll have modular in it, and in this building, I'll have Mr. Or
I actually I have your logo here.
Yes, ma'am.
There you go.
Yeah. So yeah, we're excited to get it back. It was the big name in Georgia. We're pretty much begged to get back into the Mustang stuff. So we're bringing it back and revamping it. So we just got moved to Georgia in July with Barth tuning, and now starting another building with modular. So Tina knows exactly the fun I'm going through right now.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. The moving's always fun.
Yeah, we're glad to be back home. We were up in Illinois for 13 years because we merged modular back in 2009. I started tuning Hemi cars for Mr. Norm's garage. We were a big Mustang shop. They were doing Kenny Bells. They were having flips with limp mode. I'm sure a lot of the guys watching this remember the runaway throttle that used to happen with the 6.1 cars. Mr. Norm's Kenny Bell talked them into sending the cars to me at my Mustang shop. We figured out how to fix the runaway throttle, started tuning them. So about a year into it, they approached me about basically a merger buyout of modular into Mr. Norm's. So they moved us to Chicago. But unfortunately, they weren't interested in Mustangs, so modular was slowly faded out, and we went hardcore with the Dodges.
Okay. Yeah, you were one of the early guys on the platform.
Yeah, I was a little bit later, like, Scott Vogler and AJ and Chris Legmaker, Dan Van Horn. They were in it. They had their thing on the LX forums. I'm wanting to say probably a year or two before I got into it. Okay. And then I came in kind of a blazing with my car. And it was an outcast car. It pretty much got banned from everything because it was running 8s right out of the gate when everybody else was still trying to run 9s.
Is that loco?
Yeah, loco. What I did though is everybody was struggling with the stock electronics and the NAG ones. I was from the Mustang side. We put turbo 400s and everything. So I threw a fast system in mine, the turbo 400, and went out and ran 820s, right out of the gate. Back when everybody was running 950s and 970s.
This is loco.
Yes, ma'am.
That's gorgeous.
Yes, ma'am. And that's kind of how that all started. But I got to be really good friends with all the guys.
Fun fact with that car. That car's had almost naked ladies on it, right, Tim?
Yeah, it's
a Playboy Mansion.
Yeah, it got invited. They used to do something called Mopars at the mansion. And,
what? For real?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. And I got invited 2 years in a row, but that car got taken and transported from here to the Playboy Mansion. And they had, I don't know, 300 cars there all over the grounds. And it was one of the show cars or one of the premier cars that had it up front. And my wife got this great idea. She's like, you talk about being set up. She goes, why don't you go? I mean, these are half naked girls and some naked girls. And she's like, why don't you go pick 2 cute girls and get them to stand by your car? And it's like, oh, I'm not picking anybody. I'm getting set up. So
Rhonda's great.
Yeah. She likes to set me up. So I'm just like, no. You go pick the 2 cute girls that you want for my car. So she picks these 2 really pretty dark Latina girls. And one's like 4'4" and 70 pounds. She's a little tiny thing. I had just put a $3,000 carbon fiber hood on that car that is paper thin. Mm-hmm. And this little girl goes running to my car. She's covered in baby oil. Oh. Jumps up on the hood of my car and then slides right off of it.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. That's awful.
I'm having a meltdown because this girl's jumped on my car. My wife's looking at me like, you got a half naked girl sitting on the hood of your car. It's like, I know that's a $3,000 hood.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
Get off.
Get off my car.
But, absolutely. Yeah. What's the build that Loco has? Is it secret or?
It's coming back. We've been trying to bring it back for a couple of years, but the shops, customer cars, and everything else. But right now, it's got a Leon Epling Hensley aluminum 440 cubic inch motor with. We're working with John at Hellion. It's got a prototype 88 millimeter twin turbo kit on it. So we're hoping it's out in the spring. We're trying to get Rhonda's car together too. She's got the Loco Charger, the one we did that we painted up the black Charger.
Yes, I have a picture.
That's going to be a twin 76 millimeter car. So we're trying to get it out first. We're hoping to be racing next year with both cars. Yeah, that's her car right there. Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we're hoping to come out with 2 race cars in the spring, and kind of hit the different the Van Horn stuff, the SET stuff. Obviously,
Awesome.
race with Tim Holmberg, and Danny Mortison and Chris Shawver, and of course the Sipples. And we're all 5 couples are really close friends. So.
Yeah, the Sipples, wonderful. I love them both. Great people.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. So I think this is the inside of your old shop because you've moved since. So this would be the inside of the one in Illinois, right?
No, that's the Georgia shop.
Oh, that's a new shop. Okay,
yeah,
perfect.
New shop. Yep. Yeah, that's Danny's car on the rack.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's wider this way. That was an angled shot. But yeah, and where that white truck is, the dyno's next thing. That was when we were just getting set up.
So the main part of your business, so it's Barth tuning.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, and is a lot of the tuning of the cars. I mean, are you able to take us through some of the tuning process?
Yeah, we remote tune at least one Hellcat every day, sometimes 2 and 3. I usually, and I have since 2016, we usually tune about 30 to 40 Hellcats a month remotely.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's never fallen off. We stay busy.
And you've got your own dyno at the shop. You do all your own testing.
Yes, ma'am.
I think this is somebody here that was.
Yes, that's a Whipple 3-liter car that has a AJ Hemi Tuner Performance 426 in it, and I believe they made like 1140 or 1150 just on blower.
And I think this is the so for people that don't understand, what an E this is a chart that lets you know the power that the car is putting out, right? And then you kind of can gauge where you're at, how far you can push it.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I mean, the dyno is just a tool. It allows us to safely make pulls up to 160, 170 miles an hour, data log the car, make changes, see what's going on with it off the log. A lot of cars I tune. I mean, for example, Chris Shawver, I'm sure you guys know that name. He's running 820s in that Hellcat, and it's never been on my dyno with the new setup. We've done everything at the track. So.
Oh wow! Okay. Yep. Now I've got a clip here of you dynoing a Hellion. So can you just explain to the folks what that is? Is that the compound boost, the turbo, and the supercharger?
Which car?
Hellion?
Hellion, yeah. That's the compound boost setup. That's what this car is right behind me, the white one on the rack. It's got the new... John's releasing a 76 millimeter kit. We've got it on 2 cars. This is the 3rd car for it to go on. And this is another one, AJ motor. I can't give AJ enough plugs. That's all we use is his motors. The only ones that really seem to last for us. 426. It's got a ported blower by Kong, and then twin 76 millimeter turbos. The last one I did like this with a lot less motor and smaller turbos made 1,400 of the tires. So it'll be interesting to see what this one makes with a better motor and bigger turbos.
Okay. I've actually got a clip here of you testing.
Yeah, you see how fast that dyno pull was?
Yeah.
Lifting off the dyno. That's George Duke's Demon we built. Hemi Tuner Performance motor, Hellion twin 72s. And that one has a turbo 400 in it as well.
Is that the one you were testing the trans brake?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So that's.
Yeah. And Tim actually. Converter was a little too tight. We had to loosen it up. It's taking too long to get up on the brake. But that's all straight turbo. There's no supercharger on that car. We eliminated on that car. Tim's Demon, his green Demon, is true compound boost, and he actually has everybody keeps up with records. Everybody's got the Whipple record or the Kenny Bell record. Where Tim has the fastest compound boost car to date. His car runs 870s.
I actually have. That's just the pulley and a tune.
Yeah, he's got the. Did you get a video of the green car going down the track?
That was the first pass we ever made with the car, and we were still working out some bugs in it. But I did send you the one, I think, early on from when we were testing with the Eplings out in Ohio. It's from the end of the track when it goes by, if you have it. But
I'll keep looking for it.
Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, so it went 870s, and it's that's got a AJ Hemi tuner. It's not a billet; it's a forged build, but it's still 376 cubic inches, so it's stock cubes. So
okay,
pretty impressive for that.
Yeah, John.
Yeah, it's got simple trans and stuff. And the cool thing about that video too is Leon's actually videoing that, and all the way down at the end of the track, you can hear the shifts, and they're just right on. It's amazing what John can build, and with Tim's tuning, it's the best out there. I haven't heard anything or seen anything better yet. So
wow, I'm wondering if this is it here.
Amy you showed on the.
Is that the one?
That's the dyno. Yeah, that's the dyno demon. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went 831 or 833.
Yeah, that was George's. Yep.
Yeah, on it, just 18 pounds of boost. That was one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're and put that way into the sevens in the next month. So.
And you two have had you shared kind of a record day. I've got a nice little video clip of you guys, and I love this stuff. This is awesome.
Hell yeah. Yes. Hell yeah. That's the record, my friends. Yeah, Jason. That's the record. Jason was down there and he goes, he gave me on the slip and he goes, buddy, you left your 7-second pass at 1,100 feet when it hit the limiter. I had to coast some.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's true, Gary. She needs a label maker.
Yeah.
Every show, Tara's like,
you know what? I've got so much media for these guys and I do have titles.
Just play it all. Just play it all, and we'll tell you what it is.
Well, let's play it all.
Yeah, if they can find the video of your green demon going on the track, it's amazing.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's from a distance, Tara. So the beginning of it, he's all the way at the end of the track, and then you just barely see the smoke at the starting line. If you can find it, it was one of the first ones I sent you, I think. But,
yeah, it's an amazing.
I've got one of them, the red demon, and they're up high, but that's.
Yeah,
that's
but the cool thing about that day was it's so much time and effort in all of these builds and then you drive 16 hours or whatever it is to get to a track that will actually work. Just so the small, they weren't small little things. It was a good day, but we still battled problems all through the day too, and we were able to get a couple cars to really get cooking. So it felt pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, too bad. I'm sure that I had it here.
Tim, grab your phone and send it to her in Messenger.
Yeah,
she can't upload it.
It takes time. I got it.
It won't work. But
how about I just play it on my phone like this, and everybody can watch?
Right.
You can do that.
That's cool. It's fun. This is a really cool video because you can hear the transmissions just.
It sounds like a Liberty transmission going down the track. John and I spent. Sipple. I'm sure y'all have had him on, or you're going to.
We're going to. Yeah.
There is absolutely nobody more dedicated to the transmission platform than John. And he spent it. I'll tell you, a lot of guys don't know this. He spent an entire year building his trans, testing it, taking it back apart, testing it. And then we put it in Danny Morrison's car, which is right here behind me. 1,600 horsepower car.
Wow.
And we went 830s in it, in the heat at 4,600 pounds. And John would tear it apart, look at it. We'd go to the next race. I'd make trans tune changes. And over the course of the year, between my tuning changes and his clutch changes and stuff, we came up with a trans that after a full season of running, an entire season, 1,600 horsepower and 830s at 4,600 pounds, when he took it apart, the clutches looked like he just stuck them in the transmission.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, his stuff's amazing.
Yeah,
it is.
He's definitely a legend, 100%.
A lot of people will, a lot of people will say that, you know, there's a lot of transmission builders out there, but and there's some that are similar because they use the same parts and stuff. Everybody does something different, and there's tricks in those transmissions. And John, I mean, we don't even know because John's like, I'm not. Why would he tell anybody?
Yeah, exactly.
It works and it's amazing, you know. And Chris Schauber's car is the same thing. Chris is one of my best friends as Tim's, and there's nothing. That guy breaks everything, and he is I mean, it's everything. I mean, he can look at a door handle as he's walking in a truck and it'll break. I mean,
if he goes to the track, I have anxiety.
We all do.
Track.
Is this leg maker Chris that we're talking?
No, Chris
Sawyer.
Oh,
Line Cat.
Yeah, his wife has anxiety. We all have anxiety. If it can be broken, Chris can break it, and Chris will laugh when he breaks it.
That's kind of like your friend Weston there.
Oh yeah. If Chris and Weston ever got together, they'd burn my shop down. So
well, we did get together.
It's like quit talking about me
with West or at Roadkill with Weston.
Yeah, so I was just gonna say, you guys had a hand in helping a guy with a car that entered Roadkill Nights this year in Detroit, the Dodge event that they put on.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about Weston.
This is the second year I've done stuff with Weston, and
is it okay?
I don't know how familiar y'all are with YouTube guys. I've dealt with a lot of them. I don't like YouTube guys. We'll just leave it at that. John Urs from Hellion approached me 2 years ago about he was doing this YouTube guy's car and putting a twin turbo kit on it and wanted me to tune it, wanted the guy to come to me. And of course I'm like, oh hell no. Send him somewhere else. John convinced me to help him. So I gave in, guy shows up. This is the most down-to-earth, genuine human being you'll ever meet in your life. What you see on his videos is exactly how he is. He's just a good guy.
Yeah.
We built it. We tuned. God, when he brought that car to me last year, just think of the worst built car you could ever think of seeing, and then take it times 100. That's what it was when it showed. I spent 3 days getting the car straightened up before I could tune it. Anyway, he went on and he did really well. Then this year, of course, he learned a lot, and I'd used him enough the year before that he showed up with a really good car. And we tuned it pretty easily, and he went on to win the grudge match at Roadkills. So,
well, we actually have a couple of minute clip of Weston showing up to your shop so that you can tune the car. So we can show that, and we also have the clip of his pass at Roadkill, and it's amazing.
He's awesome.
He's so excited, and it's just great.
He's like a big kid. I mean, and he's so genuine.
Yeah.
When you watch his videos, what you see in the video is the same guy off the camera. I mean, he calls my wife out of the blue just to say hi and talk to her. And he's just a good guy.
Yeah, awesome. Tim, in the meantime, while we play it, if you want to send me that clip, I'll do what I can to get it up.
Sending it now.
Okay.
Currently in Dallas, Georgia. We just drove all the way through the night, 14 hours. It's currently 9 a.m. and we are at Tim Barth's shop to get this car tuned. We left Kansas at 6 p.m. yesterday evening. This camper did not stop except for fuel, and that's it. And we're now in Georgia.
Oh, that looks good.
Yeah, dude, she looks good, don't she? If it can run as half as good as it looks, everybody else is in trouble. See, it runs real good, Tim.
Wouldn't expect anything else.
Guys, since you've seen the car last time, we put a cold air intake on it, we put a different pulley on it, and if you look right there, we have an NOS nitrous system on this car. So now, we just need to get it tuned on the dyno. Really a pain in the ass once you get it out of second to get it up to the right spot to get it over to third.
No, just let it go. Just let go of it.
Yeah, pull it back to second?
Yeah, I will. Watch. It's in third.
You're gonna show me how to do that. What happens if I accidentally slam it into first?
It won't. It shouldn't let you.
Dude, I can't even f this up. We're good.
Well,
Oh, okay, hold on a second.
Hold on a second.
Oh, wait, come on.
There's nothing man or God made that is Weston proof.
It's a tough transmission. They said it was good for 2,000 horsepower. We're not going to make that much.
I'll just name one thing you couldn't f up.
A salad.
Oh, I'm sure.
We got the black car in the dyno. We did a couple test pulls on pump gas to see exactly what she's doing. Let me say, she made a lot of power on pump gas, which means she's gonna make even more power with this magic juice right here. This is E90 Ignite racing fuel, which is pretty much solid alcohol. So we're gonna pour that in. We'll make a couple runs on probably just fuel, and then we'll hook up the nitro system and really get after it. No more fuel left. It's all in the car. Half of it's over me. Go ahead and fire it up. See what kind of power she makes. Everybody stand back. I know Tim, and Tim's got a moon tune in this bad boy right now. Man, I don't know if it made a power or not, but it sounded good.
And it ripped.
It ripped. Oh, that's what I love to hear. Oh, god damn!
941.
941 horsepower to the wheels.
This dyno's rating about 100.
That guy's great, eh? He's fantastic.
Yeah, I enjoy him a lot.
Now, in the meantime, I did get the video. I've downloaded it in of the Demon that we were talking about earlier.
$879, 158.
It's almost got a hum as it's it's going down. You can hear it, right?
Yeah.
That's
It
awesome.
shifts
Right.
around.
If that thing had billet internals, because it's only got good forged parts. I mean, we had a bunch of boost at it, but Tim didn't want to put any more timing at it because we wanted it to live. And I mean, that thing would have had a lot more in it. You know, we were just being safe with it. And that's the motor that's actually now in Kenzie's Demon, the red Demon.
Right.
Because I'm building a billet 420 for the green car if we ever get parts for it. So.
Yeah, Kenzie's running 870.
I know. We're going to talk about Kenzie.
We'll get her in the low.
In a few minutes, but
we'll get her in the low.
just incredible young lady to be a rookie and come in like that. And
crazy. She's faster than me.
I've got some footage of her. Yeah, it's just incredible.
Until January when you debut the Green Demon with the AJ billet or your billet motor in it, with the twins and the bigger twins. So Tim's going for 7s in his Demon.
That's the plan. We want to go 7. I mean, someone's already done it, but it'd be nice to do it with, go deeper and keep the 8-speed and do all the factory stuff, without a 400 and without a 9-inch in the back, and to see how well we can push it and actually have it stay together.
Street car. Yeah.
We
keep the street car thing. So,
to just take it back to Weston, because I wanted to show this clip because he's just so excited. This was his actual pass at Roadkill Nights down in Detroit, and Holmberg, you were there because
Tim couldn't make it. So Tim and Rhonda had some stuff to deal with.
Moving. Yeah, we're moving.
Yeah, yep. So he's just like, hey, go give. Well, and I made 2 passes in the red Demon and the water pump failed. So then we were just hanging out and I was helping Chris if I could. And then he's like, make sure go help Weston. So that's when I went over there and here you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good show.
Should I spray it or should I just leave it on all motors? If I spray
who do you got next?
Corrupt Builds.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know.
Cramp in the nitrous just so you're not hitting on the hit.
So here's the thing. I told myself I wasn't going to spray it because the clutch can't handle it. But here we are, nitrous is hooked up, and we're going to spray the hell out of it. Are you spraying?
I love that. That's so awesome. His eyes were like as big as saucers.
He went all the way to the finals, and every time he'd make a pass down that back road, you have all these people. They were giving him high fives. It was we're on cloud nine. It was the coolest thing ever to be part of it. It was
I
awesome.
love it because he genuinely gets so excited. It's like watching a 12-year-old kid hit a home run.
I can relate.
His brother came over, and Chris Schaber was helping me with the nitrous because I wasn't familiar with he had the old system in it. I don't know that controller, so I got Chris involved. He helped us with that, and then his brother was so soft spoken and was just like, "Thank you so much for helping my brother," and whatever. It was just like, "Oh my God, you're gonna have me in tears, dude." Yeah. But pretty amazing stuff.
That is amazing. Yeah, and he's just so excited. That's great. I haven't made it to Roadkill, but hoping to do that.
You have to. It's a very cool thing.
I always get to Woodward, so to go, the weekend before kind of thing, but maybe eventually I can make that work out. Mr. Barth, you've got some pretty big accomplishments. Weren't you the first Demon in the 8s?
Yes, and we're the first Hellcat in the 7s. First Demon in the 8s, first Hellcat in the 7s. God, Jerome could tell you better on what I've accomplished.
He's
all right, he'll start. He'll be on there in just a second. He's on.
Well, what about in the Hellcat platform, the compound boost? I mean, the turbo and supercharge.
Yeah, that's everybody said it wasn't going to work. I just go back and watch the Facebook pages, and I just sit there and chuckle, and Tim and I go back and forth, and then Tim goes out and cracks off an 870. And what people don't realize is it's just getting going. We had to be held back with Tim's car simply because I didn't trust the rods.
Right. And it's the type of thing that the compound boost deal, everyone is so negative, and so okay, so maybe it didn't work for you, but we're getting it to work just fine in this. And the reason for actually doing it was I didn't want to put a Turbo 400 in the car, and if you're going to just have straight twins without a blower, it's really hard to not break an 8-speed, get it up on boost, and leave with the trans brake.
There's no fast turbo. I see this all the time, and it's great that everybody's doing it. They're great for roll racing, but the turbo cars on a heavy Hemi with an A8 does not work. You've got to have something to get it rolling, whether it's nitrous or it's a supercharger. So you say, everybody's, well, I can make 1,600 horsepower of the tires by taking the blower off. Yeah, well, it's going to go 180, 60 foot because turbos don't spool up enough. You can't two-step them up high enough and launch high enough. That's why we go turbo 400s. The compound boost offers you the best of both worlds. Tim cut didn't we go 129 on your car or 131?
Wow.
With the compound, we were high 1.3s because we were still working on the 60 foot.
Right.
We did go 1.2s with the blower, but yeah, the blower, like he's.
It was the yellow Demon that I went the 129 60 foot on with the compound. You have the ability. You let the blower get the car moving, let the turbos ramp in, and take off. When you port the blower, it opens up a whole new ball game. This car right here behind me is going to be the one everybody needs to watch. It's compound boost with a ported blower with twin 76s, Sipple built transmission. Mark my words, this car at full weight is going 850s, 840s.
Wow.
You got to drive it to the track. And everybody's sitting there going, yeah, right. Well, we've already proven it. Tim's car would have done it at full weight if he had the good rods, and I could have put it at 31, 32 pounds of boost.
Right.
This car's got the good rods and the bullet crank.
And we were only spinning mine to like 5,600 RPM.
Yeah, I was short shifting his car.
We could have spun it to $7,000 or something. That would have really
this car, I'll make everybody's heads pop because I do it on Sharper's car. This car will shift at 78, 77, 78, 7,900 RPM. So,
wow, that's amazing. And you've helped with Leon Epling's car as well, and had a hand in that, just to show the audience what that car can do.
Yeah, that's the bad boy. Yeah, they're just like the Holmbergs and the Stravers and the Sipples and the Mortisons and everybody. Their extended family. I went to their son's wedding. We drove down to Tennessee for their wedding. Started out back in 2017, I believe, with the Eplings, and just like Tim and everybody else, became really good friends with them. And I tuned them on the stock electronics, and then I talked them into going to Holly because it's like, you guys need to learn how to tune your own car. And we don't have to rely on a tuner. You built the whole car, learn to tune it. So we went Holly on it. I helped them put it into the 7s. Taught Jason, and Jason learned a lot on his own too. And for the longest time, that was his sounding board. Anytime Jason would ask me something, he was already right. He already knew, but he was using me to make sure. And then we finally got the car into the sixes.
I know, isn't that amazing?
Yeah,
6.96.
yeah.
Is that right? I think 6.9.
Yes, ma'am. 690. And when Jerome did the record stuff, I text Leon. I was like, look, I don't want credit for this car. I'll take the credits for the sevens, but Jason tuned this car. I taught him, I helped him, but at the end of the day, it was Jason punching the keyboard. It was Jason doing all the stuff. He called me while I was there with him. He was asking me, is this right? What do you think? And it's like, Jason, you're right on target. Just do it. And the car cracked off a 690. So
wow,
it was time to let Jason take the accolades on tuning that car because the boy was tuning it. If you want to give me some accolades on it, I helped him. I helped teach him.
Right.
But I insisted. It's like, don't put my name on it as the tuner. Not with the 690 pass. That was all Jason. So
that's amazing. And you offer with your shop, you offer different packages and stuff for people, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I've got a little picture here of just to give people an example of, this is off your website, all the different packages that people can get for their cars. You can go fast.
Yeah, we do a lot of packages. We sell a lot of them. We do a lot of in-house installs. We've got everything from, just a 93 octane tune to where we have the flex tune where you run 93 octane or 85 and the car self-adjusts. That's probably our most popular package. And then we have our 900 horsepower packages for the guys that want to go full retard. So.
That's awesome.
Leave it stock. Best advice ever. Leave it stock.
Well,
yeah, I know. Tina keeps telling me to leave mine alone.
We need them to be retarded or we go out of business.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Yeah, that is true.
Well, that's why you and I both have shops full of, I have 16 at the shop now. I have a line of 22 that want to get in, and I'm only one person. So
you need some help. You need to put an ad out there to get.
So the 8 people watching, thank you for being patient. We're getting through the best we can. And
hey man, he's on TV. He should be working on my car right now.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm home. I'm not at the shop.
I was tuning a car before the podcast.
I know you were. It's too bad we didn't we should have caught that because that's super cool.
But the nice thing about remoting with Tim is we've done it so long now that I can get on there, and what we do is a lot of the stuff's pretty simple. Pretty the same as we've done a bunch of them. We put them on in like 2-3 pulls. It's done, and he's probably having lunch at Wendy's when he does it. So it's pretty easy.
Just like second nature, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Jerome loves you fuckers. It's almost Texas time.
Yeah, we're all looking forward to it.
I got to get to Texas one of these days.
It's the most amazing event you'll ever attend, and the track is on kill, and you just don't see air like you get down there. Even ACO, everybody loves ACO, and it's like I've been to both. Cars are faster.
Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah, we were down there last year and it got to negative 1800 DA and it was 58 degrees and the track was on kill and sticking.
Yeah. And 2 years before that, it was negative 2,500 feet and it was 38 degrees out or something. It was crazy. We actually had to bring the hook up a little bit.
They know how to make the track hook down there with the temperatures and the DA. So it's an amazing event. It's a 3-day event and the cars are just crazy fast down there.
Yeah, because Terry, your car runs 1060s?
Yeah, my best was a 10.6.
So you'd be a low 10 down there.
Yeah.
I've been chasing that ever since.
We had the event. We had the opportunity. We were there one year and we were in Texas and we literally went to Florida the next week to test our cars. Some of the cars slowed down a half a second. Most of them slowed down 3/10. And we lost 45 miles an hour. That's how good the air is down there.
Wow.
So climate, all those conditions all play an important role, right? With like track prep, the weather, everything.
Yep.
With how you do. Until I got some very.
Chris says he has some very serious questions.
Yeah, you need to block him.
Oh.
He wants me to.
Sorry, Chris, you're blocked now.
He wants me to do the Ricky Bobby for him.
I wanted to give a shout out also to Rhonda, your wife, because without your spouse's support, I'm sure she's a big part of your success.
Did she start supporting you, Tim?
Yeah, she is. Believe it or not, she is until her house gets built.
There you go.
Once the house was built and she moved down here, she may tell me to, go to hell. And I don't know.
But this is Rhonda, and
she's the reason we're successful because I don't have, everybody wants to talk to me. If I talk to everybody that calls, I'd never get a damn thing done.
Right.
And
Yeah,
she
can
knows
imagine.
as much about these cars as I do. She's smart. I mean, literally, you can call her
Amazing.
Yeah.
and she'll give you a whole build on how to build a 1,500 horsepower car, and she'll tell you exactly what it costs. So
Amazing.
she lets me work, and she takes care of the customers, and she'll talk to you for an hour. After 3 minutes, I'm like, I gotta go. I got shit to do. You know. So yeah, she's great.
That's amazing.
And she's been with me 33 years, and I've survived. I have survived every attempt of poisoning.
Hey, you were like our guest that we had not too long ago. His wife tried to poison him.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And now he has to pay her alimony now.
Yeah, I'm kidding, I think. So,
No, I'm trying.
no, yeah.
That's what he gets for not letting her kill him. Now he has to pay her. It would have been easier to let her succeed.
Failed attempt, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So Tim, you've got your own shop going on, Mr. Holmberg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome work.
And I mean, you've been around the mechanical world, trucks and cars. Maybe tell us a little bit how you got into everything.
Oh boy, I don't know. I guess right out of high school, I started working at a shop, and actually, I was just there today because I needed help with some tires because my tire machine broke, and that's actually where I remote dyno with Tim, because it's only like 2-3 miles from me, so I don't have to have it taking up space in my shop. So, but yeah, Beaches Long Lake Services, right by the high school I went to school with, and that's the automotive shop I started working at in high school. So, but yeah, from there just went on and worked a couple different shops, and then finally started my own thing, which I should have done years before that. But I do a lot of stuff other than performance as well. The performance stuff has grown huge since the Hellcat stuff, but we would do a lot of Chevy, Ford stuff, LS and Coyotes. I mean, we've done it all, but since I'm a Mopar guy by heart, and then the Hellcat thing hit, it just went nuts from there. And then, we do general repair and all that. And I do fleet maintenance on like 3 big companies. So that takes a lot of time, but it's good guys, and I want to take care of them. And the performance stuff most of the time is fun. So, but it's a lot of work. So,
right. And you're into the trucks, you like the big rigs?
Yeah, that's kind of my heart. I grew up with my dad going on the road because he's an over-road driver, and went with him since I was a little kid. And I really loved that. And I've always got a soft spot for big trucks. And I know Scott Bogler, because I think he owned a trucking company back in the day, and he likes the big truck too. So we kind of talk back and forth. It's kind of fun to talk truck stuff. But
now you've got a feel-good story about your dad's old rig.
Yeah,
this one.
Yep, that's the one. Actually, it's it's at my shop right now. So we found it in a junkyard where it ended up on the West Coast out in Oregon, and shipped it back. And
so he had that for years, and then
he bought it. I just say he bought it new. My uncle actually bought it new, but Dad basically bought it from him like a year later. Went into it because the housing market in the 70s tanked. He was building houses and had to do something to put food on the table. So I don't think Mom was too happy that he came home with a rig and then was gone all the time. But he worked his butt off to make sure we had food. And obviously, when I was a little bit older, I was able to go with him. And I've seen the whole country. I've been blessed. It's a lot of cool stuff, a lot of neat things, and it was just really, really neat to find that truck again. So
I think this was a picture when you got it back.
Yeah, there it is. From the news, the new local news did a thing on it a while back. That was kind of neat. So,
Nice.
And this is just a small shot of a piece of your shop there.
Yep.
And that's in Minnesota, obviously.
Yep, we're in the northern suburbs of the Twin Cities, out of Minneapolis. So.
And you've got 2 Demons.
Yeah, we have 2 Demons. Yep. I bought my when the Demon was getting released, it got released, I believe. We had decided to not get a Demon because I was offered one from my dealership because I think they had 4 allocations, but I had a Hellcat at the time, so I didn't really need one. We decided to get my wife Laura a Trackhawk instead, and that was actually more money than the Demon. But so got her a Trackhawk. That was really cool. Loved it. It was fun. Long story short, this Demon that I was offered got offered again like a few weeks later because if the deal fell through on the guy, he couldn't get it for whatever reason. So talked with Laura, and she goes, "Well, I can't believe you turned it down the first time." I said, "Okay, well, green light. All right, let's, if the bank wants to give us another $100,000 for a car, well, let's do it. Why not? You only live once." So, so then we ended up having the Trackhawk and the Demon, and I got rid of the Hellcat. And, speed up to now, or a little before that, we got Kenzie wanted to get involved with racing, so we talked about getting her a 1320 when that came out. That was really kind of a cool special car because it was like a mini Demon, just less power. Got her involved in that, and she went the fastest. I mean, held the record for a while with that, which was really cool. Tim and I were just getting ready to put it on ethanol. I'd sent the computer out to AJ. He unlocked it, sent it back to me. We were going to put it on ethanol and see if we could get it in the 10s, and then ended up coming across another Demon and said, "Well, let's go this route instead." So we got her a Demon. So it's pretty cool.
And that's the I've got a picture of the red one. So Kenzie, your stepdaughter, tell us a little bit about her. She hadn't been doing any racing prior.
No, and her dad. So her dad owns a shop like I do, and so she's been around cars her whole life too. I mean, I came into the picture when she was probably, I don't know, let's say 14 or something like that. But so she'd always been around cars with her dad, and then with me, when I'm around, I'm all cars. So it's like she couldn't get away from it, But and that's her and her dad's dog. That was actually just this last time. Labor Day weekend when she went the 872.
Wow.
Her dad was actually able to come out to a race for the first time, so that was really cool. So I'm sure she was pretty nervous having everybody watching.
But just to come out and get into a Demon, and now she's
right. So
that's like crazy.
Well, Tim worked with me pretty hard on stuff.
Incredible.
Too. I mean, Tim's a dad. I mean, I'm a stepdad. But there's still a difference, and he's worked really hard through me and hands-on with her about safety and getting her to do things. And muscle memory to where the chute, the chute is. You get her to sit in that car, and she does this for an hour until she knows where that chute is in case something goes wrong. But she was in the 10s with the Demon at first and ran a 10-0 bracket actually in Orlando, and went some rounds with it and was really consistent. So, but she could handle the car really well. We weren't too nervous to really start moving forward, but just inched her into it a little bit. And then Tim was like, "Here, put this revision." And then she went out and she could go like a 960 or something. She came back. She's like, "What did you do?" Tim's like, I sped you up a little. So,
amazing.
When she just went the 870s, I kind of took her aside and I'm like, "I want you to understand how fast you're going. It might not seem like it in these cars, but I grew up with race cars, which you feel everything, and it's insane. So it's just comfortable because you can go down there and you check your Facebook and stuff on the way down, and it's all of a sudden you clicked off an 8. It's pretty crazy. So
that is.
I want to ground her a little bit with that and just not think because I never went 8s until this year, and my whole life.
I can't imagine going 8s.
Right. Well, you'll get there at some point. Let us wreck your car.
Do you read what Ken's just said?
No. What?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to put it up there.
We've got like 100 comments with you guys.
Yeah.
That was so boring.
When we did the car, when we tuned the car, when I got done, I told Tim, I was like, "This thing's going to be really fast." And Tim this car's overbuilt safety wise. It's his daughter, so it's cage, fire suppression, chute.
Yeah, we put everything.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I made him. I told him, I said, "You sit her in this car, and I don't care if it takes an hour. I want her to be able to hit that chute blind with a blindfold on, and you tell her if she doesn't like anything, you get off the gas, pull the chute, and get that car stopped and get out of that car." You know? I mean, screw the car. Build a Demon. We want her safe.
Right.
So she's complaining about how boring we are making sure she's safe.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny too. So she went 872. She's all excited. It's great. And we're working on other things like, all right, we got to work on your light now because it's horrible. And I don't cut a good light either, but let's work on that. And so all of a sudden I'm on the phone with Tim, and Tim's like, "Oh, sweet. You got another pulley with?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got another pulley." He goes, "All right, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're this. And we're going to get her in the lower. I'm like, "Let's just," and he goes, "Oh, wait a minute. Let's just leave her at this for a little bit."
Yeah. If I go any faster, I kind of want to be there with her.
Yeah.
I'd actually like to drive the car myself into the low 8s before I put her in it. Because if anything's going to go wrong, let me be in it instead of her.
Yeah.
Once we make a couple hits, or Tim makes a couple hits, whatever, one of us, we get hurt. It's one thing. We don't want her hurt.
Right.
But she handles it amazing.
I know. I've got to say,
unbelievably impressed, and
for sure.
to come off a pass like that, and actually have people that are pretty big name racers and stuff, locals, to be given high fives or to stop by the truck and say, "Hey, that's good job." I mean, that's
pretty amazing, eh?
Right.
I've got one of her passes actually here. We can show it.
Yep, that was her 872 158. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome.
We actually did turn it up a little bit and went back, but the track went away, so it just spun. We couldn't get it to go anymore. So
I'm definitely gonna reach out to her to come on one of our women in drag racing series shows. Good. Yeah, for sure. Because that's fantastic.
Get her and Jessica just together.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, we'll speed her up some more. We just got to we'll probably wait till Texas, because I'll be there 3 days with them, and we'll see. I personally think she's going to go teens or 20s. Yeah, that demon with a 200 shot. It's just got a 100 shot in it right now.
Yeah, right. I'm leaving. Well, tomorrow after work, I'm going with a friend of mine. Jake's got a really cool 50 Chev that he was put a monster like semi turbo on. That thing should run stupid numbers. So I'm going to go help him in Byron, Illinois, but I'm going to bring the car and I'm going to do a little test and see if we can try this new stuff Tim sent and see if the track will take it. So
you've got some plans coming up in the future.
Yep.
Yeah, we've got a lot of big stuff coming. We're kind of keeping it on the down low, but
yeah, for
Texas,
sure.
Texas, when we show up there, we're showing up with about 7 or 8 cars that will do really well. So.
When is the event in Texas?
Yeah, when is that?
It's just January 15th.
Middle of January, yeah.
Middle of January.
And it's cool because all the big, Z's there. Everybody's there with their fast stuff. It's
right.
It's
Chris at Bailey's. He's got that super fast Demon Z. Richard Higgs car. I'm sure I'm leaving people out, but there's some.
January 13th to the 15th.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
It's always fun to get down. Z's a class act. His car's badass.
Yes.
I don't know Chris personally. We haven't been introduced, but he's always a class act on social media, and he builds some badass cars. So it'll be fun to be down there again with everybody. So
awesome. Tim, I wanted to give a shout out to Laura as well for your spouse.
Sipple's wedding.
Yes.
Yeah.
She makes you look good, Tim.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah. She puts up with me. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. It's great. I think, it is rare just with my own experience. And so I think it's really cool. They get involved and they support you and everything else.
And it's funny too, down in Texas a few years ago, we shoved her in the car and made her go to 9.
Yes.
The first time she'd ever been on the track was pretty crazy.
So just to get in the car and get in the 9s is like, I'm left out. I feel like I need to step it up because I'm still in the 10s.
No, but still in the 10s. You know what I ran back when I was starting to race? It was like 15s and 14s and stuff. 10s is fast. That's nothing to be.
Yeah. Oh no, but then you get that. Sorta. Yeah, I guess pretty much.
She's stock. She just has tires.
Yeah, I've just got a leg maker and the red eye drive shaft and 309 gears.
Yeah, well, then you're doing good being the mid 10s.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that DCM out, get it unlocked. Put a tune-up in it.
Told her that.
Let's do it. Oh yeah, I'm all for that. We wanted to thank you guys for coming on our show tonight. Like, just amazing talking to you. And Holmberg, you've got to get some help in your shop.
It'll happen.
Holmberg Motorsports.
Gotta get the right guy, right gal, whoever.
I had the same problem up north.
It's really tough. Yeah.
There's another reason for moving. Number one, we wanted to come home. I was only supposed to be in Illinois for 5 years, and I got stuck. My contract was 5 years with Mr. Norms, and obviously that all fell apart. But
right,
that was another reason for coming home. Tim was having to come down and help me. Man, at any point in time, 27 or 30 Hellcats in my shop, and it's just me.
Crazy.
Now that I'm back south, I've got some of my old guys, and you can find good help down here. I don't know what it is about the North or Midwest area. You just can't find guys that want to work.
Yeah,
Right.
well, we have the same issue here, even in Canada. I know guys that own companies and they just can't get good people, or they don't want to work, or they'll start and they won't show up the next day. It just seems to be a really popular thing everywhere.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I've been lucky to just getting some of, Brandon's back with me. He was one of my, he has these garage, the diesel side, which is part of us. We're kind of together doing heavy equipment stuff too. But he was one of my top guys. So it's nice to have him back. And I've got the guy who's building this car here. He came from another shop and was like, well, I'll give him a shot. And it's like, the talent's amazing. But down here, they seem to want to work.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard too, right? When you've got a lineup of people and you want to get the job done for them.
Yeah, clients want their cars, and you get mechanics, or the scary thing is you get a mechanic, and Tim will tell you this, it's your reputation. And they start out good and you think they're doing good, and then all of a sudden you find out a month later when a car ships somewhere, something falls off of it or something's wrong, and it's like you're in panic mode, trying to that's why I got rid of all my guys up in Illinois. It's like, if I put it together, I know it's right.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Exactly.
Sometimes. Well, yeah. Your car, yeah. Kenzie's car, yeah. I'll make sure every bolt's tight on yours. I may leave 1 or 2 bolts loose on your car.
Nice guy.
Nothing that'll hurt you, just scare you.
Just gets your attention.
Yeah. Like, wake up.
Did I get your attention?
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. You guys. Well, thank you so much for coming on our show. We'd love to have you back too at some point. I'm sure as time goes on, you're going to do more builds, do bigger and better things.
I'd love to be on whenever you guys want us. You bet.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll come back anytime.
I hope to meet you guys both in person someday. Tina, you've probably been lucky enough.
I've met him, yes.
To meet them. I'm way up in the.
He's the better half of that duo. So
Oh yeah.
Now,
Scott I like to think so, but
Yeah, Scott come hang around me. It's like, oh God, get away.
When
he brought Tina into the scene, it's like, okay, Scott, you can hang out with us.
She's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, Scott and I go way back. I love him to death. So he knows.
Yeah, he's one of the early ones too. There were a bunch of guys, that.
If I didn't give Scott a hard time, he'd think I was mad at him. So
yeah.
Right.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time. I know you guys are both super busy as well. And come back and see us anytime.
Yeah. And let us know. We'll be glad. Somebody said Scott who? That's funny.
John. Exactly, John. Scott who? I'm here. What do we need to talk about, Scott?
Yeah, exactly.
Did Scott even chime in tonight?
Oh yeah.
He's been on there. This is what he chimed in last for you guys. So there you go.
I feel right at home now.
Yeah.
Because that's basically how Tim and I talk back and forth.
I know. You know what?
Thanks, John.
We've had the most comments. Thanks for everybody watching too.
Right.
It's fantastic. But
all 8 of you have been awesome.
I can see 132 comments. That's the most we've ever had on a show so far.
I told you.
So,
but 130 of them are Gary and Scott.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
All right.
Chit-chatting back and forth, probably. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And yes, Chris Bogler. Scott's on there about every time trolling. So is Gary Reedy.
Yeah. They got some kind of weird man crush thing going.
Well,
anyway,
thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. We'll let you get back to work.
Thank y'all for having
back
us.
to work.
Good to see y'all.
You too.
Bye.
Nice to meet you too as well. I always screw this up, Tina.
There you are. I was Gary do it for you, and I figured I'd add him back.
Well, thank you. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back in a couple of weeks with another performance shop series.
Right.
We won't say who, but yeah. So we'll see everybody soon.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.